the Y2K. Start a hook in the vise with a bead on it. Take wraps of lead wire behind the bead, about 4 or 5. Once you get 5 wraps, twist the wire off and cut the butt end. Kind of fold that end down if it's sticking out. Then push the lead wire up into the bead. Start your thread right behind the lead wire. Take a couple wraps down and then come back up and really secure the lead wire so it doesn't move up and down the shank anymore. Then go ahead and cut the tag end thread off. I like to apply some glue so that when we attach the egg yarn, it doesn't rotate around the hook as much. Then, cut a strand off of the first color of hank. It does not matter which color you put on which side. Have an inch about sticking out over the bead, and more excess sticking out the back, and secure it right behind the bead. Then do the same to the other color. I like to have a brighter and a lighter color, or a darker and a brighter color. Just any conflicting colors will work. Here I'm using orange and light pink. This is one of my go-to colors, and also my dad's. Then once you got those two secured, bring your thread up to behind the bead and start making a good thread collar, pushing the fibers back. Then while holding the fibers back, make a couple whip finishes to really lock the thread in place and push those fibers back. Then go ahead and cut your thread off. Bring the two pieces right behind the bead up with your offhand and snip them very close to the bead. This will create a little cylindrical piece just behind the bead, and then go ahead and cut all the little fuzzies off. And then, measuring to the bend of the hook, take your scissors and cut the back 2 strands. And then cut any fibers that don't agree with the shape. You should be left with a little kind of cone shape. Not quite a ball, but it does resemble an egg cluster, and it gets the job done. It's much simpler than a glow ball, takes less time, and kind of goes through the water more fluently than a bulbous egg does. Any fibers that may be sticking out or going against the curvature of the fly, you can go ahead and cut off. And that's the original fly. Not absolutely necessary. I like to add an egg spot with a conflicting color, here in red. Right on top, right behind the bead, in between the crease, as a target for the already highly attractive fly. This is a good dropper fly. Drop a smaller, more realistic nymph, such as a pheasant tail or a hare's ear behind it. The fish will see the egg, and then if they don't go for the egg, they'll go for the little nymph behind it. And that's the pattern.